A teen house party in the early hours of Saturday, March 29, 2025, in Spanaway, Pierce County, Washington, turned into a deadly shooting that left 2 people dead and at least 4 others injured. Authorities have filed charges against Isaiah Davion Williams, a 17-year-old who is accused of playing a direct role in the violence. Despite being a minor, Williams has been charged as an adult due to the severity of the crimes. Prosecutors say Williams faces 2 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count of second-degree unlawful possession of a firearm. He was among those shot during the incident and was transported by ambulance to Tacoma General Hospital with a gunshot wound to the hip. Williams is scheduled to appear in court at 1:30 p.m. on Monday. Under Washington state law, murder charges involving minors aged 16 or 17 are handled in superior court.
Seconds later, deputies pull up. The shots hit 6 people. 1 died at the scene, 1 died at the hospital, 4 others were injured.
Well, that, I think, he's already called for the back to bring him out.
A judge ordered us not to show Isaiah Davion Williams' face in court, but prosecutors say he was one of the shooters involved. He's now facing 2 counts of murder. Complaints of the house party, but had other priority calls, including a homicide and a robbery.
We know that sometimes these house parties get out of control, but in the meantime, we have somebody that was shot and killed, a robber, the best we can at hiring people. We have improved our numbers, but I have 20 vacancies on the law enforcement side. They handle lots of things with very few resources, and we're doing our best to improve the resources to keep our community safe.
Court documents reveal a disturbing timeline leading up to the shooting. At 10:46 p.m. Friday, neighbors called 911 to report a loud party and dozens of teens roaming the streets. At 11:45 p.m. 2 Pierce County Sheriff's deputies were dispatched to the scene, but were rerouted to another call. Then, at 12:09 a.m. Saturday, more 911 calls came in reporting fights breaking out in the street. Just minutes later, at 12:24 a.m., callers reported gunfire. At 12:25 a.m., deputies arrived and found multiple victims suffering from gunshot wounds. 1 person was pronounced dead at the scene. Another was rushed by ambulance to St. Joseph Medical Center in Tacoma, where they died after undergoing emergency surgery. The remaining victims were taken to hospitals in private vehicles. Police and medical staff recovered firearms from at least 2 of the injured victims, highlighting the dangerous nature of the encounter. The case has shocked the local community, not just because of the violence itself, but because of how young all those involved were. What began as a teenage party ended in a crime scene with bloodshed and loss. Officials are now investigating how several minors came to possess firearms and why the initial warnings from neighbors were not addressed in time to prevent the tragedy. This violent episode leaves 2 families devastated, a community in mourning, and a teenager facing charges that could define the rest of his life. The case of Isaiah Davion Williams stands as a grim reminder of how easy access to guns, youth violence, and delayed intervention can combine to create irreversible consequences.